What's going on, everybody? This is Tech Relic back with another tech segment. Today's video is going to be a continuation of our Windows 11 series where we typically talk about how to optimize it, customize it, make it better, add utilities, and make Windows 11 yours. I would tell you to switch to Linux, but I don't think we're ready for that conversation yet. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about an application that I think everybody should have included to their Windows 11 setup, and this tool is actually created by Microsoft. And that tool is called PowerToys. First, head over to the Start menu and search for Microsoft Store. Once it populates, you can go ahead and click that bad boy there. Search for Microsoft PowerToys. Once you see this, you'll go ahead and click Install. I'll click Open because I've already installed it. Once you go through the installation process, you should be greeted to a screen that looks just like this. Now, here's where the fun begins. If there's anything that you need or want for Windows 11, this has got to be one of them before you install any games off of Steam. Boot up that PC, get the OS on here, and install Microsoft PowerToys. Now, right off the bat, you're going to notice a couple things. You've got your quick access right here. This is going to show what people tend to use PowerToys for. Then, if you come over to the top right, you're going to notice that you see you're up to date, meaning this just checked your Windows update and you're good to go. Another thing right here is shortcut conflicts. These apps actually rely on shortcuts so that they can launch. I've got 2 conflicts right here. I'm not really super worried about it right now. If you go to the right, you're going to notice that this says utilities, and this is going to show you every single utility that I actually have enabled or disabled. For example, I've got mouse highlighter, but I don't have mouse jump. I've got mouse pointer crosshairs, but I don't have mouse without borders. So this is really straightforward. You can just toggle these on and off. Now let's head over to the left a little bit and let's look at general. So if we click on general, you notice this looks a lot like your settings. Well, that's because it is. You can tweak a lot of your Windows settings just from this app alone. Another good thing about it is that it tells you that there's a GitHub repository because yes, it is open source. You go ahead and click this GitHub repository. It's going to take you straight to the website. So you can go ahead and go through all of the code and you can look at all the files. You can contribute to it. It's got an MIT license. Now, if we come back to the application on the left side, you notice that we've got a couple categories here. This is going to help out a lot navigating through all of the features that PowerToys has because trust me, it has a lot of features. On system tools alone, you've got things like advanced paste, awake, command palette, color picker, light switch, and many, many more. Now, I'm not going to go through advanced paste because this one is using AI and it requires you to use an OpenAI API key. So if you're not paying for ChatGPT or you don't have an API key, then this is pretty much useless to you. However, I will go through a couple other ones that I think would be useful for power users or just everyday casual users. First one that I want to talk about is Awake. Awake is a convenient way to keep your PC awake on demand. A lot of you that have laptops that are using Windows 11, this is a really good one. When you toggle this on, basically just keeps your computer awake at all times. It doesn't go to sleep unless you tell it to. Another really cool one is Command Palette. So Command Palette is essentially like a global search brought to Windows 11. I know that there's other applications that do incorporate this type of feature, but Command Palette on PowerToys is really good. And let me give you a little taste of what that's like. So if you notice, if we scroll down a little bit, it's going to say that the Windows Alt plus space shortcut combination is going to bring up that Command Palette. Windows Alt space, and there you go. This is going to show you useful things that you can click on just right off the rip. However, if you want to search for something, like let's say you wanted to search for Discord, pops up. Really, really handy tool. And if you ever just want to get rid of it, just press the escape key. Another tool from PowerToys is called ZoomIt. Now, ZoomIt's really fun for those of you that like to record your screen or you like to annotate, present, show a lot of screenshots, zoom in on screenshots. This tool is for you. The hotkey is Control-1. For those of you that ever watch anybody who does any annotation on YouTube videos, you might want to watch this because you can also incorporate a pen and a drawing pad and you can get the same effect with this. I'm going to go ahead and click Control-1 and you can see how right away it's zoomed in, but we can zoom out. And not only can we do that, but if you see this little red dot, this is going to be my annotation cursor. So I can do things like circle, or if I don't like that circle, Control Z. Let's do an arrow instead. Don't like the arrow? Control Z. It's that simple. And that's just for annotating. Now, if I want to draw on the screen without it zooming in, because I know that zooming can possibly get a little bit annoying at times, all you have to do instead of Control-1, you click Control-2. And now you can draw all over the screen without it zooming in. Isn't that great? Now just do Control Z to get rid of them and you can escape and exit out completely. Another random but kind of cool feature that ZoomIt actually has is if I click Control 3, it actually starts a timer. Prepare for the flashbang, but it does come in handy, I guess, if you need a timer of sorts. You can also change the timer duration in the settings, but it kind of looks like this. We come over here and I click Control 3. Now you've got a 10-minute timer. Another thing that I wanted to show you before we move on really quickly is you can also write on the screen, because I know a lot of people think that might be a really cool feature. I did when I first saw it. So when you're in drawing mode and if you do Shift and T, you can actually start typing on the screen. So if I said hello world, there you go. I can go back to the cursor and I can go back to the drawing mode by just pressing escape. So now we're back at drawing again. You can just escape it again and you're all set. If we move on to the file management category, there's one that I think that you might find kind of useful, kind of cool. I'll go through a couple of them and show you some features that I think are worth mentioning. Let's go ahead and click on file management, click on image resizer here. So here I have my image pulled up. Is an image of Young Tech Relic. Right click it, resize image, and I can pull it all the way down to, let's do from 80 to 50%. Click save. Now I have both images right here. The left side is the original, the right side is the resized version. You can tell right here that this one is 123.5 kilobytes while this one is 56.4 kilobytes. So we did resize it down a little bit, but I mean, you can always tweak with the features and the settings and try to make it even smaller and compact than what I did. Moving on to Peek. Now Peek is a really cool tool because all you have to do is click on something and press spacebar and it shows you a quick little preview of what is inside that file or image, etc. And I can show you a quick deal. I know that it seems pointless, especially when you're choosing photos, because I know you're thinking I could just double click it, the photo viewer pops up. That is not all it does, and I can show you by doing a quick little preview of an HTML file that I have for one of my streams coming up. So here, just as a quick reference, we'll click this bottom one, double click, and that pops up. Now that it's selected, if I just click the space bar, it also pops up just a little bit quicker. However, if I go to this file right here and I click on this HTML file and select the space bar, I get an entire preview with the HTML running right in the little Peek folder view. Get out of that, I can click on the README. Small little feature, but it does come in handy because you don't just get to preview images, you can preview all kinds of different files depending on your case. So I would keep it enabled. It's just a tiny bit snappier and it also includes files. Now the next one on our list is going to be Power Rename. This is a really good tool, especially good for bulk editing file names. If you ever had like a lot of file names that you needed to click through one by one and change a certain name or a category to something else, it's really tedious. Let me show you really quick what it can do on the surface at a very high level. You can actually get really deep with this. You can look inside of folders. You can do all kinds of regex. So as you can see here, I've got a couple of screenshot images here, but I also have two file images. What I can do is right click and select rename with Power Rename. I'm going to search for anything that is a screenshot. And as you can see, it left out the two files that don't have the name screenshot in them. And I'm going to replace screenshot with, and I'm going to say image. I'm going ahead and click apply. Now, every single screenshot is image. So you can do all kinds of different things with this. You can do text formatting. You could do random string features, case sensitive, match all occurrences, use regular expressions. Possibilities are pretty close to endless. So it's a really nice tool. I think you would enjoy it a lot. Now, I know that I just scratched the surface with this application, but it can do a lot more, especially with the color picker, fancy zones, always on top. These are things that this utility really shines, and it's got a ton of them. I really encourage you to go install this application, play around with it. If you'd like a more in-depth tutorial, I'd be more than happy to go ahead and do that for you. Please subscribe, please like, and with that being said, I'm out.